Okay, great. All right. I guess we can get started. And welcome. Thank you all for tuning in and looking forward to a big year ahead. My name is Ted Wells, and welcome to the 2024 STEMconnector Million Women Mentors member kickoff meeting. I am the president of STEMconnector. I've been with the organization since 2011, when we launched under the leadership of our founder, Edie Frazier. At that point in time, STEMconnector's goal was to find ways to engage employers in sustainable and impactful ways to develop our nation's STEM workforce. And I'm pleased to say that 13 years later or so, we remain as focused as ever on this goal. And we are developing our community of practice in ways that we never even thought possible then. So as I reflect on where we started and where we're going, I can say that there have been some significant changes to our community that have occurred during that time. However, we remain committed to helping our members and the broader STEM community understand the challenges that they are facing through our primary offerings of insights and access to help you navigate emerging trends, technologies, and political developments. 2023 was a very productive year on all fronts for STEMconnector and Million Women Mentors. We hosted 3 innovation labs, developed 3 extensive insights and a number of other briefs and data insights. We held our largest forum ever, and for the first time, we ventured out of Washington, D.C. to the Colorado State University Spur campus in downtown Denver, Colorado. We hosted 9 webinars, and we launched our grant program. And this was all in addition to the regular engagements that we have with our STEMconnector members and our STEMconnector team. In many ways, I will say 2023 felt like a return to pre-COVID activity. But I will say, I don't think that we're ever the same after COVID. It just felt like we were getting back to, going to in-person events and also our calendars were filled with a lot more of in-person events in general. So we did have a challenging beginning to last year, but it looks like we are heading to a soft landing. So for 2024, we put forth a pretty broad, bold agenda and goals for the year for our members. And the first one is we want to increase member engagement. That means we want you at our events. We want you contributing to our research briefs. We want you contributing to our newsletters. We want your ideas. We want you meeting with us, reaching out to us. That's what makes this whole thing work, is our members and the engagement that our members have. So this year, our goal is to increase that level of engagement. And I welcome anybody to reach out with ideas or suggestions. The next piece is we want to develop actionable frameworks from our work together. That means when we meet, we're not just meeting for the sake of meeting. We are looking to help improve the field, advance the field of social investment and engagement across all the functions that our members have. The third piece is we want to increase collaboration between our members. So we want to use our events not only as a place to develop knowledge and to share knowledge, but also to increase and spark new collaborations between our members. That could be both from the same sector. We have our post-secondary members, or it could be industry partnerships with NGOs, the public sector, et cetera. Fourth, we have to grow our membership. We have to continue to attract people into this space. It will only make our membership richer and more enable us to do more things to support our members. And finally, we're in this space right now. I think all of us are acutely aware that it is a highly polarized environment, and education has become no exception to those conversations. For a long time, education, and to a certain extent it still does, hold sort of a bipartisan space, but we know there's a lot of pushback on a lot of the things that we all hold dearly. We are very much committed to finding reliable, high quality information to support your communications efforts, whether that be data, whether that be literature from the field, as well as literature or perspectives from our own members. So those are our big goals for 2024. So as go to the next slide. So today you're going to hear from my colleagues Renee Aaron, Jessica Johnson, Janine Koeneke, and Maura Cosgrove. And I have to acknowledge our colleague Kylie Messier, who many of you know, who is behind the scenes but making all of this work today. And among the many hats she wears, she does manage all of our in-person and virtual events flawlessly. So we'll kick it off with Renee sharing our current events roster. And please know, we have done a lot of planning. We've got a lot of things on the calendar, but it will continue to develop as the year goes along. Next, you're going to hear from Jessica Johnson, who many of you participated on the webinar a few weeks ago with the shower of partnerships with minority serving institutions and the research that 3M sponsored focused on employee volunteerism and employee engagement. Those were great pieces developed by Jessica, among other projects. Jessica is going to share what our agenda is for this year. Then Janine Koeneke will walk you through the Women in Insurance Initiative, Million Women Mentors, as well as our newly launched in 2023 Grants Initiative. Finally, our colleague Maura Cosgrove, who may be a new face to some of you, will share some exciting updates on the Atlas job platforms that continues to evolve and meet the needs of employers and communities across the globe. Finally, we'll end today's discussion with Q&A. If you have questions, you can put them in the chat that we have, or just save them till the end, and we can you can ask them. We do ask that you hold off on responding to those questions, even if you ask them sooner, until we get to the Q&A period. So a couple things before I hand it off to Renee. I just want to acknowledge, if we can go to our new members this past year, and we've got a lot of folks that I think are just at the cusp of joining. Didn't get them in before the end of the year. We had some folks come back, so that was great. Lots of new, some familiar names in this group, and also some names that might not be new, might be new to you, rather, might not be familiar. So that has been terrific. And then we have to acknowledge our current members who continue to make up a vibrant community of practice for engagement. So thank you to all of you who are joining today. And as if you are interested, by the way, in sharing this webinar with colleagues who you're trying to engage in the STEMconnector community, please know that this will be recorded, and so you can share the recording with them. I know this is a busy time of year. There's a couple of things going on. So it's my pleasure now to hand it off to my colleague, Renee Aaron, who was going to walk you through 2024 opportunities for engagement, what we have scheduled so far. And Renee, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ted, for that warm welcome. I am really excited about sharing several opportunities to equip our members with the resources to support our rich community of learning and engagement in 2024. Let me begin by giving everyone a glimpse of what STEMconnector has in store for this year. This is just a quick overview, but I will highlight some of the upcoming events that you would definitely want to notice. First up, I would like to talk about the Innovation Labs. They are exclusive member-only workshops, which are included in your annual STEMconnector membership. Generally, the labs consist of 2 days packed with sharing best practices and opportunities for members to meet and build partnerships. We have about 3 scheduled innovation labs throughout the year. These events are considerably smaller than the forum, which are about 40 to 60 members with a specific focus. The lab is designed with stakeholders from the following functional areas in mind. For employers, we're looking at corporate social responsibility, philanthropy, ESG, and other stakeholders with a focus on advancing primary and secondary educational outcomes. For post-secondary institutions, administrators, external engagement, corporate partnerships, education faculty, researchers focused on K through 12 STEM education and others. For nonprofits, executives with the focus on K through 12 STEM education, collective impact, and other related outcomes. I am pleased to share that Lyda Hill Philanthropies will be sponsoring the first Innovation Lab on March 27th through the 28th. Yes, that's 2 days in Dallas, Texas, at the Pegasus Park. That's a lot to say. Pegasus Park, an innovation community. And this particular Innovation Lab is focused on women in STEM. The second Innovation Lab that we have planned for everyone will take place in May, Chicago, Illinois. The lab will focus on supporting K through 12 STEM education. If you are interested in hosting or sponsoring an upcoming Innovation Lab, please contact myself or Ted. Thank you to the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, Google, Atlanta, Georgia Tech, and the Da Vinci School for hosting our innovation labs last year. They were absolutely well attended and so many takeaways and positive feedback that we obtained that we wanted to do something really special this year. Next up, webinars are live presentations, approximately about 60 minutes. We don't like them to be longer than 60 minutes, and they're all open to the public. I want to say that again, they're all open to the public. These events are popular and designed for sharing information on relevant STEM hot topics. Please feel free to socialize these online events with partners, stakeholders that align with the work that we do. Also, if you have ideas for topics or speakers on an existing topic, we will welcome them. Just to plug a few upcoming events that we want you to jot down and add to your calendar. On Wednesday, January 17th, we are kicking off National Mentoring Month. In celebration of Mentoring Month, Million Women Mentors is excited to bring to you an insightful discussion with Dr. Lisa Hinkleman. She is the CEO, Ruling Our Experience Rocks, and MWM National Chair Sheila Boyington, co-founder of Learning Blade, Ready for Industry. If you were not at the forum last year, Dr. Lisa Hinkleman, she was fabulous, and we're just kind of extending some of her presentation into this year. On Wednesday, February 7th, we have the Black History Month and Civil Rights Act. As we celebrate Black History Month, STEMconnector invites you to join us for a discussion featuring historians and policy experts who will examine the legacy of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 on educational opportunities and the work that needs to be done to realize its vision. I'm also proud to announce the annual STEMconnector and STEMx STEM Innovation Forum. Ooh, that's a lot, right? But I had to say it. It's the annual STEM Innovation Forum. This is scheduled for October 2024, so please mark your calendar. The forum is designed to engage stakeholders across the STEM education and workforce development ecosystem. It attracts leaders from industry, government, educational institutions, nonprofit organizations, and STEM networks. Participants will experience highly interactive programming focused on advancing and a diverse, robust, and sustainable STEM workforce. If you are interested in learning more about opportunities to participate as a thought leader, an expert panelist, or sponsor, please contact Ted or myself. Keep in mind, 2 complimentary registrations are included with your membership, so save the date on your calendar, and we will share more information as details unfold. Next up, virtual meetings are interactive meetings in regards to grant opportunities, advocacy, and other relevant topics throughout the year. The meetings are interactive and conversational for all members. The format of these meetings will vary depending on the subject matter. The first virtual meeting will be the Grant Opportunities Overview meeting on Monday, January 22nd. I don't want to steal Janine's thunder, so she will provide more context during her segment of the presentation around the Grant Opportunities Overview meeting. Now, I would like to introduce Jessica Johnson, Research and Insight Lead.
Thank you, Renee, for that introduction. Hello, everyone. As Renee mentioned, I'm Jessica Johnson, Research and Insights Lead here at STEMconnector. And today I'm excited to share with you the groundbreaking research agenda that we have set for 2024. First and foremost, I want to state that our research and insights are member-driven. So we pull expertise from our members. So please let us know if you're interested in contributing to any of the topics that I discussed today. And also, I'd like to acknowledge last year's contributors, just some of last year's contributors, 3M, STEMnext, Verizon, Northwestern Mutual, Chevron, the National Alliance for Partnerships and Equity, Texas Women's University, UC Davis, Amazon Web Services, Abbott, STEM Funders Network, Google, and many more contributors who made our work possible. So thank you so much for your contributions. And moving on to the research that we have in store for this year, 2024. So this year, we're going to be focusing on 3 pivotal areas: career and technical education, or CTE, the role of mindsets in STEM, and the role of artificial intelligence in education and STEM education. Starting with AI in education, we're diving into the impact and future of AI in education. So our objective here will be to examine how AI is revolutionizing the educational landscape. So we will examine both the benefits of AI to our STEM educational landscape, but we will also investigate some concerns or challenges related to its implementation. Next, we will explore the world of mindsets in STEM learning. So we aim to understand how mindset-focused education fosters creativity and innovation in students. We'll look into its core principles, analyze successful models, and look at challenges and future directions. Lastly, we'll explore the connection between career and technical education and the STEM technical workforce. So here we'll assess current CTE programs, identify innovations and emerging trends, and explore barriers and as well as opportunities. Next slide. Thank you. And so alongside these major research areas, we'll also deliver some smaller insights on crucial topics. So we'll be revisiting You Belong in STEM, which we discussed last year, as well as the STEM Opportunity Alliance and the CHIPS and Science Act. But we will also be investigating new areas to the STEMconnector community, such as the STEM Festival, mental health in STEM, and the Directorate for Technology, Innovation, and Partnerships. So these are just a few of the insights and research projects that we have upcoming for 2024. So stay tuned for a year of insightful research and insights. And again, thank you for your time and commitment to advancing the STEM ecosystem. And I want to emphasize again, if you are interested in participating in any of these research and insights projects that I've discussed here, please reach out to our team and we'll find a way to incorporate your insights. So now I'd like to introduce my colleague, Janine, who is the head of government affairs here at POD.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you. I'm just going to touch very briefly on 2 initiatives that we've had ongoing at STEMconnector, which is the Women in Insurance Initiative, Million Women Mentors. Going to give you a very brief update on those because both have events coming up in the very near future. And then I'm going to move into a very quick overview of what you can expect at our January 22nd meeting, which is our grants opportunity overview. So we'll talk about Women in Insurance Initiative. This is beginning as an affiliate of Million Women Mentors. The Women Insurance Initiative has actually moved into a separate initiative with STEMconnector. And their goal is to take measurable action and create action plans and resources to increase diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging in the insurance industry. There's some quick facts about the insurance industry. While it does employ a very high percentage of women, most of those jobs are in lower level roles, and the roles of management, leadership, and very coveted board positions often do not go to women, and certainly do not go to women of color. So the Women in Insurance Initiative is really set to make actionable plans to start making large strides in the diversity and in promoting women into leadership positions. So if that is something that you are interested in learning more about, then please contact myself, Ted, or Renee, and we can get you in contact with the leaders of the Women in Insurance Initiative. This is one of many types of industry-specific initiatives STEMconnector is interested in supporting. So in addition, if you have interest in the insurance area, please let us know. And if you have interest in developing something similar with a different focus on a different industry, you can also reach out to us about that. So more to come on the Women in Insurance Initiative throughout the year. Million Women Mentors, this is a name you've been hearing about for quite a long time. We're now in our 11th year. Million Women Mentors connects local communities and girl-serving institutions to state leaders, corporations, and national movements to build momentum and drive for local efforts. You can read it right there. We have a presence in 24 states, several of which have been very, very active in the last year. And 7 countries. And we have one of our partners, for example, we just talked to yesterday, PepsiCo is a driver in a lot of these Million Women Mentor movements across, internationally. We continue to host webinars and events. You heard Renee talk about the National Mentoring Month with Dr. Hinkleman and Sheila Boynton on January 17th. We also have a Million Women Mentors. Turkey is celebrating their 3rd anniversary. So on March 6th, we'll be doing an anniversary celebration with our colleagues in Turkey. And March 8th, we have our annual International Women's Day event. You will be getting more information about how to access that event. So Million Women Mentors continues to be strong. We have a couple of updates on the following slide that we can talk about. One of them I'm very excited to say, and this leads right into our grant conversation in a minute or so, is that Million Women Mentors and STEMconnector is now participating in an NSF-funded research project entitled WISEN, which is Women in STEM Education Networks. And it's led by Rochester Institute of Technology and partners with the University of Montana, Gonzaga, and Washington State University for minoritized women to have mentoring opportunities. So we're very excited to be participating. This is one of the things that have come out of our grant opportunities, is be able to provide support to Million Women Mentors and our state leaders, as well as to contribute to the research, to the body of research around the value of mentoring. So we're very pleased and excited. And one aspect of this, which is also kind of fun, is that WISEN uses Atlas Jobs technology to connect mentors and mentees to serve as a place where resources can be held to help with reports, calendaring, sharing and promoting events, and other project deliverables. So it's a wonderful use case of just the long, rich history of Million Women Mentors and the newer aspect that Atlas Jobs brings to the table. So we're very excited about that. If you have any interest in learning more about that, please contact me. Later this year, we're also going to have an update about Million Women Mentors' involvement in the Girls in STEM effort, which is led by Sheila Boynton, Learning Blade, and is supported by corporate partners Emphasis Foundation and BP. So we're very excited about that. And of course, if you want to learn more about Million Women Mentors, you can always visit the website that's listed below at stemconnector.com/resources under MWM. Next, we're going to touch on this upcoming grant opportunities overview. We have it scheduled for about 45 minutes. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about all of the different grant opportunities that are available that have due dates between March and May. There are several opportunities available right now that are going to be due at in the beginning of February to middle of February. If you're interested in learning more about that, these are supportive of HBCUs and minority serving institutions. But we felt to go into any depth on those on January 22nd really did not leave applicants enough time to develop a proposal. So what we've done is we've narrowed it down to things that that will be due between the March and the May timeframe. We plan to do these quarterly, if not more often. And that will be the goal of these, is to get in front of you opportunities that you may or may not be aware of. Many of these opportunities, they're all around a broad array of STEM focuses, through National Science Foundation, through the Department of Agriculture and their National Institute of Food and Agriculture, Department of Ed, Health and Human Services, Department of Defense. Those are all federal opportunities. But in addition, we really want to use 2024 to encourage our corporate and foundation members and other government entities that participate to let us know about your own internal opportunities, your funding opportunities, your programmatic objectives and goals for the year, and how can we get the word out about the financing or the funding that you may have available to qualifying grant partners. Oftentimes, those corporate partners and foundation members need to focus their giving on nonprofits or educational institutions. So the more clear you can be with us about who's eligible for the programs that you have, the more we can help you broaden the network and really use what the STEMconnector network is about, which is connecting one another with opportunities. So more to come on that. I hope you join us on the 22nd. There will be an invitation going out later this week. And I look forward to, hearing from all of you about any opportunities or questions you may have about this emerging role that we have at STEMconnector around grants and grant opportunities. So thank you so much for your time today. And I will turn it over to my colleague, Mara, to talk about Atlas Jobs.
Thank you so much, Janine, and thank you all for having us here. We'll keep mine short and sweet so we can get to questions. Kylie, go ahead and just take me to the next slide, please. Thank you. So connections are what makes the world go round, right? And that's what STEMconnector and Atlas Jobs are all about. And this is not the time to discuss Atlas Jobs in full, but I'd like to share with y'all a few ways Atlas Jobs is currently working with other companies and educational institutions similar to those of you on this call. Our software, as you can see a little bit here on the screen, makes it really easy to create customizable maps or list views to help organize and manage mentorships, employment opportunities, and so much more. As Janine stated previously, there's already some organizations within Million Women Mentors that are utilizing our maps to connect mentees to mentors. So it's time to say goodbye to those Excel sheets and utilize a much more mobile-friendly, easy-to-navigate platform like this one. And next slide, please, Kylie. Thank you so much. And then taking it beyond just making those connections and creating those networks, we'd like to take it to the next level. Our platform can be a huge key instrument in guiding it even further than that. Employers, universities, they're utilizing our employee and student profiles to help pave the way for career readiness, as well as employee retention. So I'd be doing Atlas sorry, I was looking at the chat there a little bit. I'd be doing Atlas as well as you all a disservice and trying to cram everything into just 2 slides. Therefore, I highly encourage, and I think Ted just put my email into the chat there, but I highly encourage all of y'all to either connect with us or send my information to those of your colleagues that could potentially be interested in how we can connect people in the STEM world, how we can offer opportunities for mentorships across a lot of educational facilities, how we can measure our data and success by utilizing our platform. So with that being said, I'll pause and I'll pass it over to Ted for question and answers.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Maura, and thank you to the team for all of your work in preparing for this discussion. And a couple shout outs. I know we are working, Maura and I are working with some folks in the STEMconnector community on looking at some integrations. We have the mentoring platform we've developed with Washington State that Janine mentioned, as well as Southern Connecticut State. In Connecticut, we're looking at some potential engagements. So lots to come. I know we talked to PepsiCo about potential partnership and integration with if we do develop networks, they're interested. And I did want to give a shout out to PepsiCo. I see Smita is on here. for the great work they're doing in the Million Women Mentor space with their chapters globally. So thanks so much. And there's just so much great work out there that's happening. So as we kind of take stock of what we've put out there, our goals for the year, our current programming, please, are there any questions right now for the team or for myself? Do we see any hands raised or? Don't see anybody, which is fine. We put out a lot of information. So, what we are looking for, as I said, increased engagement, whether it be Jessica's research, the events that Renee spoke to, whether it's engaging with grants. So all of these things we are looking to amp up this year and to deepen our engagement. And also, that's just reaching out to us with any questions that you might have about things that are happening. So I don't see anything. So I guess we'll go, can go going once, going twice. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us with any questions. That's what we're here for. We are very excited about working with you. We're excited about the year ahead. This is a big year, and there's a few things happening, as y'all know. Please feel free to reach out with any questions that you might have, or especially as you try to navigate through the pool of information that's out there, some good, some bad. So thank you so much.